In this video, we're going to do some work on numeracy. And numeracy is just the person's ability to understand numbers and be comfortable using numbers and be able to use them to solve problems. It's somewhat similar to literacy. You know, literacy refers to letters and words and your ability to spell words and put words together to express some thought. Just a general comfort with using letters and words. Numeracy is, as I say, very similar, except it deals with numbers. Specifically here, we're going to talk about mental addition, being able to add numbers in your head without having to write them down. Let's start with a real easy addition problem. Single digits, 5 plus 3 equals 8. Everyone's real familiar with that. It's easy to add two single-digit numbers. Another kind of problem is when you're adding two numbers that are both tens. The ones digit has a 0 in it. So for example, 40 plus 20, it's pretty easy to figure out that those two add up to 60. So we're going to use this to try to help us do some two-digit addition in our heads without writing them down. So if we take the problem 45 plus 23, we're trying to find the sum of those. You may be able to do that in your head. It's a pretty easy problem, but I want to use it to demonstrate the process we go through, and then later we'll do more difficult problems. Well, 45, hopefully you're aware of the fact that 45 can be split up into two numbers. 40, right, the 4 is in the tens place, and the 5 is in the ones place, so 45 is equivalent to 40 plus 5. I can do the same thing with 23, right? The 2 is in the tens place. The 3 is in the ones place, so I know that 23 is the same as 20 plus 3. So what I'm going to do is, again, thinking back those first two problems that we did where we added just single-digit numbers really easily, and we can add two numbers that are tens, multiples of 10, we can add them very easily. So when I'm going to add these two numbers together, I'm going to take the two tens numbers and put them together, and I'm going to add them in my head, and 40 plus 20, an easy one to figure out, so that's going to be 60. Then I'm going to look at the two ones numbers, the 5 and the 3. It's easy to see that 5 and 3 are 8. So when I add the 40 plus 20, I get 60. Then plus 5 and 3 plus 8, I know the answer is going to be 68. Let's do another one. 52 plus 47. So again, 52, now I can split that into 50 plus 2. 47, we can do the same thing. 47 is equivalent to 40 plus 7. And again, since it's easy to add two numbers that are multiples of 10, I'm going to add the two multiples of 10 numbers first, the 50 and the 40. And then I'm going to add the single-digit numbers, 2 and the 7. 50 and 40 is 90, plus 2 and 7 is 9. 90 plus 9 must be 99. Now there's a couple of ways you can look at this. Some people like to add the 50 and 40 and say 90, and then add 2, 92, and then add 7 and 99. So whether you group the single digit numbers, whether you add them first and then add them to the tens sum, or whether you do the tens and then you take the first single digit number and then the second, it's really whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, one last easy one here. We're trying to get really comfortable with this, so we want to try to shorten the process. So 23 and 74, just what we've done on the other two problems. 20 plus 3 is the equivalent to 23. 70 and 4 add up to 74. And now when we actually do it, we don't want to. I don't want to have to speak too many words here. I want to do most of this in my head. So rather than saying 20 plus 70, let's see, that's 90. When I take those first two, I don't even speak those two numbers. I just say, I look at them, I add them in my head, and I say 90. And then I'm going to add the next 7. I don't say, let's see, 3 plus 4, that's 7. 90 plus 7. After I said 90 on the first two, in my head, I'm thinking 3 plus 4 is 7. So out loud to myself, I'm just saying 97. Done. If you do the other way, where you like to, instead of adding the two single-digit numbers first, you'd rather add each individually, it's the same process, except verbally I would say 90, 93, 97. And I'm not gonna verbalize what's happening when I add 90. When I add the 3 to the 90, I'm doing it in my head so that it becomes faster and easier. So this would be either 90, 97, or if you do the single digits individually, 90, 93, 97, done. Okay, the problems we've done so far are pretty easy. There's no carrying required. Pretty straightforward. Let's try one here where we have to carry a little bit. 26 and 47. 26 we know is 20 plus 6. 47, 40 plus 7. Same process. We'll add the 20 and 40 together to get 60. And this is just a little more difficult than the other problems. When we add the 6 plus 7, it's going to be 13, so we're going to have to carry here a little bit, right? So we'll have 20 plus 40 is 60, plus 6 and 7, 13. 60 plus 13, 73. Again, if you prefer to add the single-digit numbers individually, we could do 20 and 40 is 60, plus 6 is 66, plus 7, 73, whichever you're more comfortable with. This time we'll use as few words as possible. $110, $125. Alternatively, it could have been $110, $118, $125. All right, let's raise the bar here a little bit. Let's try three-digit numbers. 444 plus 222, it's the same process. 444 is 400 plus 40 plus 4. 222, 200 plus 20 plus 2. Just as with the other problems, I'm going to add the hundreds together. So I get 400 plus 200, that's 600. I'll add the tens together. 660. Now I'll add the ones together. 6. So it's 666. All right, last one, an easy one. 123 plus 234. 123 is 100 plus 20 plus 3. 234, 200 plus 30 plus 4. Add them up. 357. Okay, done. Hopefully you have a good idea of the process that we went through. On your own, you can make up some your own problems and do them to make sure that you have a good handle on these. In class, we'll work on these off and on a regular basis. We'll get a lot of practice at this. We'll do more problems involve carrying, which can sometimes be a bit more difficult. But in the meantime, thanks for watching.